Hey, snackers. Okay, so it's been a while. I get it. I have been not uploading for a long time, couple months actually. Um, and so I decided that maybe we could just chat and talk about it, and you guys can help me make dinner. Fun, right? Okay, so really, in reality, there haven't been a lot of great snacks, in my opinion, coming out. They're just um, and I haven't been snacky like I normally am. So, and when I am, I just end up buying the snacks that I just love. So, I have seen a couple of new things come out. There was some flavored goldfish pretzels. Eh, okay. There was a new Canada Dry ginger ale. I think it was like strawberry. Um, intriguing. Eh. Um, Just nothing that is really pulling at me. There was a new Oreo I was pretty interested in, cookies and cream, but a pack is like almost $6. I'm like, no. So like the snacks that I am finding are either not super appealing to me right now, or I don't feel like paying that much. Not that I can't, I just don't want to. So I don't. So that's kind of where I'm at. Um, so I don't know. I thought we'd do something different. Figured if people like watching snack videos, maybe they'll like watching food videos. I don't know. I am by no means a chef. I just need to make dinner. And I kind of miss talking with you guys, like chit chatting. I don't know. So I thought I'd do something weird. I thought I'd do something cool. It was cool in my head anyway. So let me know if you end up liking something like this, and maybe I'll do more of them. Although, being that I haven't posted in forever, the algorithm is working against me. So I'll be lucky if anybody even sees this. um, but anyway, so today I'm going to make a casserole. I love casseroles. And quite frankly, I feel like we need to bring back the good American casserole, okay? Um, for many reasons. I think they're extremely economical. You can throw in just about anything you have in your pantry and make it work. I mean, as long as you have like a some sort of grain or starch and a protein like a meat and then vegetables and put some sort of sauce on it, you got a casserole. So they're extremely versatile, and I make casseroles a lot. I do, and because I can usually make them ahead of time. Like I can make them early in the morning before I even go to work. It's in the fridge. My husband comes home, he pops it in the oven. By the time I get home, dinner is done and on the table within a few minutes. And quite frankly, who doesn't love that? Especially when you're busy. So, and not only that, a lot of casseroles are freezer friendly. Um, I froze a ton of casseroles before our son was born, and it was probably one of the best things I could have done. Um, yeah, I had a lot of freezer meals just stockpiled, and anyway, so enough of that. Let's get to cooking. So actually, I am using a recipe out of a recipe book, so I can't give you the exact recipe because it's copyrighted. Um, but I picked this. I picked this cookbook up at like a mom to mom sale for like $2, $2.50. It says gooseberry patch best ever casseroles. I'm a sucker for casseroles, so as soon as I saw it, I had to get it. So it's got a lot of decent ones in here. I've made a few of them so far, and I have found a few of them need tweaking, in my opinion, for our tastes. But so I'll be making this one is the Oodles of Noodles casserole by Beth Kramer. Um, so this kind of recipe book, a lot of people just kind of wrote in and they got published. So um, this is what we'll be making. I'm making an adjustment to it. Um, so yeah, I'm following it loosely. But being that it's copyrighted, I don't feel comfortable giving you the whole recipe book. But that's where you can find it. And then to go with tonight's dinner, um, I have some homemade milk bread dough that is doing its thing. And that is also another recipe. I've been using this cookbook quite a bit lately for my baking bread. I'm a I'm a decent cook and I'm a good baker, but bread has always thrown me for a loop. And this How to Bake by Paul Hollywood has helped me get better. Neither one of these cookbooks are sponsored. This video is not sponsored by any. Just it's just me talking. Okay, you guys. So I'm making milk bread, and we're making a noodle casserole. And this casserole has broccoli. It's got chicken. It's got noodles, like egg noodles, and then a simple cheesy sauce that I made up ahead of time. So I'm just gonna chop some chicken. We're gonna talk, and yeah, I don't know. I missed making a video. Oh, also, carrots will be our second side tonight. So we have fresh bread. Probably put some nice butter on there, and then carrots. I usually just chop mine, stick mine in my little 3-quart Instant Pot, and cook them. That's it. My husband prefers just plain carrots, so that's how I do it. You could add butter, a little bit of maple syrup if you like it sweet. We just like them plain. So that's what I'll do probably later. I may not even do that on camera. It's just chopping carrots. But I thought we'd put together a casserole and chit chat. And I don't know. I missed making videos, but snacks are just, they're not appealing to me right now. I don't know. They're just, I look at the store. I will say, there was some ramen noodles that came out. There were buffalo wings. There was 3 flavors. One was, well, they were like, you know, wing flavored. There was a buffalo flavor. There was like a lemon pepper, and then a garlic parmesan. I tried the garlic parmesan and the buffalo. The buffalo was good. The garlic parmesan I wouldn't go for. I did not try the lemon. That's not my thing. And I didn't video it because, quite frankly, I was really hungry when I came home from the store. So I just broke into the first one. And then I had the next one the second day because why not? So I already have my my chicken cooked. I have 1 chicken breast here. It's already cooked. I have my egg noodles. They're already cooked, ready to go. I'm just gonna plop those in, and they've been sitting for a minute, so they they kind of congealed. But we'll just spread those around. Spread these around. They're all gonna stick together. I'm using an 8x8 casserole dish. Is a little reliable. I have Old Reliable, which is my big my big casserole dish, and then Little Reliable. I have just those 2 casserole dishes, and I use them very, very frequently. Like I said, I make a lot of casseroles. So this one is in my 8x8. Sometimes what I'll do, if I'm wanting to be a little economical, because I have a family of 3. We don't need a 9x13 casserole. That would last us for days. I don't mind a little leftovers. Send them to work with my husband for lunch. I take them to work. But I don't need to cook a full 9x13. So what I'll do is sometimes I will cook part of it in the 8x8, and then sometimes I have these. The ones I usually get are a little bigger, and I will freeze part of it. If it's freezable, I will freeze part of it, and then I have dinner already ready to go for another day. That's how I did all my postpartum freedom freezer meals. Oh boy, you can tell it's been a while. Anyway, so I've got my chicken. It's already cooked. This is a chicken breast. It was pretty ginormous if you saw. I don't love using chicken breast personally. I don't love it. I prefer chicken thighs. I think it's tender, more flavorful. I know the breast is technically better for you, but it's not my favorite. However, there is a store near me where 4 times a year they will do buy 2, get 3 free, especially on these frozen chicken breasts. They're already frozen. And if you're going to give me 3 packs of chicken breast for free, I will buy 2. And I will find a way to use it. And casseroles are, quite frankly, the only way I like to use those because I find them to be dry. I find them to be kind of tough. So what I will do is I will boil them in salted water. And then I chop them up and put them in a casserole. 1 pack usually has 2 chicken breasts in it. And I find I can get about 2 cups of chicken breast out of one breast. So that's like 2 meals per pack. So I had already used one of the chicken breasts earlier this week. And so I'm just using up the other one to be more economical. This is also calling for some broccoli, a whole package of, it wants me to layer everything. So that's what we'll do. I prefer usually mixing it. Quite frankly, this is a, I feel like this, I should have gone with the 9x13, but I'm following recipe, okay? And then it wants me to put the chicken on top. So I'm just going to dice it, put it on top. Now, I feel like you could use different vegetables with this, and that's one thing I love about casseroles. You don't like broccoli? No problem. Put cauliflower in it. California blend. Peppers and onions. There's, I mean, substitute it with just about any vegetable you would want, I would think. So, and same thing with the noodles. Don't have egg noodles. I mean, you can use bow tie if you got bow tie. I love casseroles for that very reason. And one of the great things about casseroles is you got something you need to use up, just throw it in. I did that a few times. Like if I was a little short on rice before, I'd shred a potato and put it in there. It works. It extends the quantity that you're making, which means you can get a little bit more out of it, and you're using up stuff in your pantry or your freezer. One of my favorite things to do is it goes by many names. I call it either pantry stew or use it up stew. It's just I make a soup or a stew, however you want to put it, out of whatever I got in my cabinet, in my pantry. I make sure I've got at least a protein or two, depending on what I need to use up, a grain or some veggies, and then stock, broth, and let it do let it do its thing. I've made some really good soups, and unfortunately, I don't think I'll ever be able to make them again because I didn't write it down because I was just using up leftovers. That goes good with a really good crusty bread, especially on a cold day. But casseroles. I do love casseroles. And let me know if you guys like this sort of video. If you don't, maybe I won't do it again. I don't know. I don't know what kind of video this is. I don't know what this is turning into. I missed making videos. I missed chatting with you guys. I've done this channel for almost 4 years now, and while it's still a very small channel, I'm still grateful for a lot of the viewers, especially returning viewers that I've, talked to in the comments over the years, and um, I don't want to lose that. So that's where we're at. But I will say, I do miss snacks, but what are you gonna do? I just feel like around the holidays, a lot of the companies just kind of came out with like redid some of their other snacks. I still have to put a sauce on this. How is this all gonna fit? I don't know. I may move this to a bigger pan. I haven't made this recipe before, by the way. So this one's new to me. But I imagine it's pasta, it's broccoli, it's a cheese sauce, chicken. I don't think it's going to be too surprising, but so I'm hoping the sauce will just kind of go down that way. So here's what we're going to do. I've already made my sauce here. It is a little thick now. I got everything ready, and then I realized I haven't used my microphones in forever, and they needed to be like charged. So I had to wait for that. So a lot of stuff cooled down. I'm just gonna put this over top. Typically, most casseroles you'd want to incorporate everything so the bottom stuff doesn't get too like overcooked and done. I was really hoping this would like go down into the casserole and not just sit on top, because this is going to be a huge mess in the oven if it doesn't. Well, already I don't love this recipe because it's overflowing my casserole dish. This is what I do in real time, guys. I I adjust and keep going. Hang on. All right. Now y'all get to meet old reliable here. This is just my 9x13 anchor. Nothing fancy. But it gets the job done, and I do a lot of casseroles, like I said. So now this was supposed to be a layered dish. That's not gonna, that's not gonna work anymore. And I do like spraying my pans. I don't trust recipes that say ungreased. I just don't. Well, this will be fun. I hate making extra dishes for myself. But I also didn't want to clean my oven. I did not want to be doing that. So we're just gonna mix everything together, I think. This is not how I normally operate, but desperate times, right? Because I was not about ready to have ooey gooey cheesy mess all over the inside of my oven. No. And now I have leftovers for days. The recipe said a half a bag of the egg noodles, and that is what I did, and it appears to have been too many egg noodles. One thing about me, I'm a pretty messy cook. Ask my husband. But I think the flavor kind of makes up for it. So I'm allowed to be that kind of messy if it tastes good, right? Like somehow I got sauce all over me. How did that happen? Either way, let me know what you guys been up to. I like I said, I've missed chatting with you guys in the comments, and I was like, well, if you have something going on, let me know. We can talk about it. Okay. So this fits much better. And I gotta clean it up a bit. So one thing I'm doing a little differently with this recipe, it wanted toasted almonds on the top. I'm sure it would be good, but I had something in my pantry that I wanted to use up, and I think it'll taste even better. So we're gonna do that instead. I had a half a bag of, they were cheesy garlic croutons for a salad. I needed to use them up. So I just tossed them in my mini chopper, and I'm going to put that over top. I think it's gonna be really good with the cheese sauce. But I think I'm only gonna put it on what I'm back up. At this point in time, I'm going to cover this with tinfoil, pop it in the fridge because it's it's only like quarter quarter to one. I don't need to cook this for a while, but at least it's done. Now, when my husband and son get home, I can hang out with them instead of being in the kitchen. Um, so I'm gonna pop this in the fridge, but right before I bake it, I'm gonna put the last little dredges of cheese that I have over top of it. Make sure it's covered. Pop it in the oven. Most casseroles, 350 for at least a half hour. Everything is fully cooked in here. The noodles are cooked. The broccoli's already cooked. I already made the sauce. The chicken's fully cooked. I'm just reheating everything. And that's another thing I love about casseroles. Um, and then I think the last 5-10 minutes, I'm going to take that cover off and put my breadcrumbs on. Well, crouton crumbs. I think it's going to be amazing. So, yeah, thanks for helping me get ready. And let me know if yeah, that was the whole point. It was like this video was like a get ready with me video, only instead of makeup, we did food. Um, anyway, let me know if you liked this style of video. I'm still planning on doing snack videos. If something amazing comes out that catches my attention, catches my eye, isn't crazy expensive. But if you kind of like this, I would love to share um, my casserole cooking or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what kind of video this was. Let me know if you liked it. Um, as soon as this is out of the oven, I'll do a quick video, maybe just showing a bite or just showing you what it looks like afterwards. So, all right. Thanks for getting ready with me or making dinner with me. Um, let me know what you think. Comments below. I missed you guys. I shouldn't be away quite so long next time, especially if you guys like something like this, because, like I said, I do this like in the morning before work, so I can probably knock one of these out a week if you feel like it. But let me know. Be honest. Won't hurt my feelings. I just felt like doing something. So I will see you guys at the next snack time.